I don't know what happens sometimes, but with people like Victor.
In 1966, Adam West put on his Batman costume for one final secret project. He filmed a safety message in London that vanished for over 50 years. For decades, no American fan had ever seen it. Not even the biggest collectors knew it existed. When the footage was finally rediscovered in 2018, fans were stunned. It proved that even the most famous superheroes could have lost, banned, or hidden pieces of their history. But Batman isn't the only one with secrets. Power Rangers, one of the most beloved children's shows of the 1990s, also carries a shadowy legacy. Behind the colorful costumes, explosive battles, and childhood nostalgia, there are entire episodes that were banned, censored, or mysteriously erased from broadcast history. Episodes they never wanted you to see. And just like Batman's lost scene, these stories remind us that no franchise, no matter how iconic, is immune from controversy, censorship, or forgotten chapters. Today, we uncover the banned Power Rangers episodes they never wanted you to see. The Lost Pilot, Day of the Dumpster. When Mighty Morphin Power Rangers premiered in 1993, millions of kids were hooked instantly. But very few fans know that the first pilot episode never truly aired. Titled Day of the Dumpster, the original pilot looked shockingly different from what the world eventually saw. Characters had different names, some actors were completely replaced, and even the tone of the episode felt off. Audiences never got to see this raw beginning because producers decided to reshoot almost everything. Only years later, snippets of the original pilot surfaced at conventions and through rare VHS recordings. It became a hidden artifact, a lost origin of the Power Rangers that only the most dedicated fans would ever track down. Much like Batman's forgotten scene locked away in British archives, this first attempt at launching the Rangers was buried and nearly forgotten, hidden in the vaults of television history. The food fight controversy. On the surface, Food Fight looked like a fun, slapstick episode about a charity event gone wrong. But behind the scenes, controversy brewed. The problem wasn't the Rangers themselves, but the cultural imagery used in the background. Some props and symbols in the episode were considered insensitive in certain regions. International broadcasters demanded edits. Some versions cut entire sequences. Others redubbed dialogue to tone down the scenes. The result? Fans around the world saw different versions of Food Fight. For kids, it was just another episode. But for historians of the series, it became one of the first examples of Power Rangers facing global censorship. Just as Batman's campy 1960s adventures were scrutinized for hidden meanings, the Rangers too became victims of cultural sensitivity battles, with networks deciding what children could or couldn't see. The Doomsday episodes, perhaps the most mysterious of all the banned Ranger stories, came with the Doomsday two-parter. Originally intended as the season finale of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it featured massive Zord battles and an alternate storyline where new Rangers could replace the originals. But when reruns aired in the US, Doomsday was suddenly gone. Networks quietly removed it from rotation. Why? Some claim the storyline was too dark for young audiences. Others suggest the replacement Ranger plot confused kids, threatening to undermine the show's consistency. Whatever the reason, the absence was clear. Doomsday had become the first erased finale of the Power Rangers. Fans traded bootleg copies for years, treating it like lost treasure, just as Batman fans would obsess over Adam West's missing footage decades later. Power Rangers banned worldwide. By the mid-1990s, the Rangers had exploded in popularity. Toys filled store shelves. Kids imitated the fights in playgrounds. But in countries like the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, the government saw a problem. They called the show too violent for children. Reports of kids copying martial arts moves and injuring each other sparked panic. Politicians claimed the Rangers were a bad influence. Entire episodes were cut, heavily edited, or outright banned from television. In New Zealand, the show was completely removed from airwaves for years. Like Batman in the 1960s, criticized for hidden messages and campy undertones, the Power Rangers became a lightning rod for cultural debate. Except this time, it wasn't about coded subtext. It was about whether kids could handle watching brightly colored heroes battle monsters every afternoon. For many young fans, it meant some episodes simply vanished forever. The tragedy of Thuy Trang and the missing tribute. Not all banned moments came from censorship. Some came from tragedy. Thuy Trang, who played the original Yellow Ranger, was a fan favorite. Her sudden death in a car accident in 2001 devastated fans across the globe. Many expected the franchise to honor her with a proper tribute episode, but it never came. Producers decided not to address her death on screen, fearing it would clash with the light-hearted tone of the show. Instead, silence filled the void. To this day, fans debate whether that missing tribute was a form of banning her memory, a painful erasure of a beloved actress who had inspired millions. Much like Batman's producers rewriting scripts to avoid controversy, Power Rangers creators chose silence over honesty, and that silence still feels like a hidden wound in the show's history. Violence and deleted scenes. The Power Rangers were constantly at war against monsters, aliens, and even network censors. Some fight scenes were deemed too graphic. Explosions looked too real. Punches seemed too brutal. Entire sequences were cut before airing. International edits sometimes toned down violence to the point where battles looked strangely incomplete. On DVD releases, fans noticed missing clips, altered music, and changes that weren't explained. It became clear, not everything shot for Power Rangers ever made it to the screen. Some battles were banned before they even began. Just as Batman's gassing scene of Commissioner Gordon was edited out in some reruns, the Rangers too faced the scissors of nervous executives. Unreleased specials and crossover dreams. Power Rangers was meant to be bigger than one show. At various points, producers planned ambitious crossovers with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even with Batman-style superheroes. Scripts were written, concepts pitched, but many of these ideas never made it past early development. Why? Budgets, licensing issues, and fears about tone. Some specials were filmed but shelved. Others were quietly canceled. They became ghost projects, the kind of lost media fans whisper about at conventions. Batman himself had a lost episode written by science fiction legend Harlan Ellison featuring Two-Face that was shelved for decades before finally being adapted into a comic. Power Rangers' own unreleased specials fall into that same category. Projects that almost were, but never saw the light of day. The legacy of banned episodes. Every franchise has secrets. For Batman, it was a road safety clip hidden in British archives. For Power Rangers, it was pilots, finales, and fight scenes locked away by censors. But what makes these banned episodes so powerful isn't just that they're missing, it's what they represent. They remind us that television is never as simple as it seems. What we see is carefully chosen, filtered, edited, and sometimes erased. Fans, meanwhile, become detectives, piecing together the missing parts through leaked footage, convention screenings, and rare interviews. And in doing so, they keep these lost stories alive. Power Rangers may be remembered as a fun, colorful kids show, but behind the helmets and explosions lies a history just as controversial as Batman's. Episodes that were banned, scenes that were censored, tributes that were never filmed. Each one a reminder that no matter how bright the surface, every hero hides a darker side. Just like Batman's lost scene, these banned Power Rangers episodes prove one thing. Even the most legendary heroes have secrets they never wanted you to see. So, which episode shocked you the most? Would you want to see these lost stories released again? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to ActorFlash, where we uncover the hidden truths Hollywood tried to bury.